Teddi Mellencamp wonders whether Dorit Kemsley was ever really there for Kyle Richards amid feud. Despite no longer being a cast member on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Teddi Mellencamp's name keeps being brought up on screen. In a recent episode, Kyle Richards mentioned the former diamond holder during a fiery argument with Dorit Kemsley. Now that her name has been mentioned again, Teddi is speaking out about the long-running Bravo series and the current feud between Kyle and Dorit. In a recent episode of her Two Teas in a Pod podcast, Teddi was quizzed about whether she believes Kyle's sentiments about her and Dorit not being as close as the show would like viewers to believe is true. "I see Kyle multiple times a week," the 43-year-old shared, adding that she's never once heard Kyle talk about doing anything with Dorit unless she's filming. This is quite the bombshell because it tracks with what Kyle said about their relationship during the season 13 reunion. "We don't know how much of what we see in the women's lives on screen represents who they are when the cameras are not rolling, so it's possible that Dorit and Kyle were only friends when the show was filming." Teddi thinks Dorit and Kyle are going in different directions in life. Teddi also implied that they were in very different stages of their lives, which could present a hurdle. "Dorit just likes ripping down cigs, and Kyle's all into working out," Teddi said with a smile before wondering if Dorit was ever really there for Kyle. Kyle has consistently been in the headlines over the last year in the wake of her separation from Mauricio Umansky and questions about whether she's in a relationship with country music singer Morgan Wade. Teddi is conflicted about how close Kyle and Dorit were because she doesn't feel that Dorit was there for Kyle in her time of need. "You would think of all the times last year was when Dorit would be there for her. And instead, she shows the text messages," she reasoned. The text messages Teddi is referring to came up at last season's reunion when Dorit shared messages that Kyle sent her. Teddi questions Dorit's motives. At the time, Dorit accused Kyle of doing damage control to keep her silent about their friendship woes, which led to questions about whether their friendship was genuine. Of course, they've both been on the outs during season 14, with Dorit telling her former friend that Grace time is over in a recent episode. Their feud is poised to span the rest of the season, so there's no telling where things will end up. We know that Teddi will fiercely defend Kyle until the end, which makes sense, considering they live together now. What are your thoughts on Teddi's sentiments about Dorit? The drama of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, RHOBH, is the gift that keeps on giving, and this season is no exception. Teddi Mellencamp, former RHOBH star and longtime friend of Kyle Richards, has found herself in the middle of a brewing storm, questioning whether Dorit Kemsley was ever truly a friend to Kyle amid the escalating feud. It's a question that seems simple on the surface, but reveals a deeper layer of complexities about friendship, loyalty, and the shifting alliances that define the housewives' world. Over brunch at a chic Beverly Hills cafe, Teddi shared her thoughts in a candid, heartfelt interview, offering fans a rare behind-the-scenes look at her perspective. The cracks in the friendship. Kyle Richards, the queen bee of RHOBH, has always been at the center of the drama, whether by design or circumstance. Her relationships with the other ladies often set the tone for the show. But this season, her friendship with Dorit appears to be unraveling, leaving fans to wonder what went wrong. Teddi, sipping her oat milk latte, didn't mince words. "I've known Kyle for years," she began. "She's loyal to a fault and expects the same from the people she loves. Watching this play out between her and Dorit, I can't help but ask, was Dorit ever really there for her?" The question lingered in the air like a loaded gun, ready to go off at any moment. Teddi elaborated, explaining that Dorit's recent behavior, snide remarks, conspicuous absences, and a lack of support was a stark contrast to the friend Kyle had always believed her to be. Teddi's perspective. From Teddi's vantage point, the friendship had always been somewhat one-sided. "Kyle is the type of person who will drop everything for you," she explained. "She's been there for Dorit through thick and thin, family issues, legal dramas, everything. But now that Kyle is going through her own struggles, Dorit seems checked out." Teddy referenced a particularly tense scene from this season where Kyle tearfully confided in Dorit about her marital woes, only for Dorit to deflect and change the subject. "That moment broke my heart," Teddy said. "You could see Kyle was reaching out, and Dorit just wasn't receptive. It made me question the authenticity of their bond." The rumors and allegations. Complicating matters are the rumors swirling around Dorit's motives. Some fans speculate that Dorit's newfound closeness with Erika Jayne has created a wedge between her and Kyle. Others suggest that Dorit's flashy lifestyle and constant need for attention have made her less invested in genuine friendships. Teddy weighed in on these theories cautiously. "I don't want to assume Dorit's intentions," she said diplomatically, "but actions speak louder than words. If you're truly someone's friend, you show up for them. No excuses, no exceptions." A friendship on life support. Teddy recalled moments from her own time on the show when Dorit's loyalty to Kyle was called into question. Even back then, there were signs, she admitted. Dorit would often play both sides, trying to keep everyone happy, but in doing so, she'd end up alienating Kyle. Yet Teddy also acknowledged the pressure cooker environment of RHOBH. "The show magnifies everything," she said. "What might be a small misunderstanding in real life becomes a huge betrayal on camera. It's hard to separate what's real from what's for the show." Still, Teddy couldn't ignore the patterns. If Dorit really cared about Kyle, she'd make an effort to mend things, both on and off camera. But right now, it feels like she's more concerned with protecting her image than her friendships. Kyle's silence speaks volumes. Kyle, for her part, has remained relatively tight-lipped about the feud, a move that Teddy interprets as both strategic and heartbreaking. "Kyle hates confrontation," Teddy explained. "She'd rather suffer in silence than cause a scene, especially with someone she once considered a close friend." But that silence has only fueled the tension, leaving Teddy and other mutual friends to speculate about what's really going on behind the scenes. "I think Kyle is hurt more than she's letting on," Teddy confessed. "She doesn't want to believe that someone she trusted could let her down like this." The future of their friendship. As the season unfolds, Teddy remains hopeful that Kyle and Dorit can find a way to repair their friendship. "They've been through so much together," she said. "I'd hate to see it all go to waste over misunderstandings and hurt feelings." However, she also acknowledged that some friendships are not meant to last. "Sometimes people grow apart," she said with a shrug. "It doesn't mean the love wasn't real at some point, but it might mean it's time to move on." Lessons learned. For Teddy, watching the drama unfold has been a reminder of the importance of loyalty and authenticity in friendships. "At the end of the day, it's about who's there for you when it really matters," she said. "Not just when the cameras are rolling, but when the lights go out and you're left with the people who truly care." Her words were a poignant reminder of the humanity behind the glitz and glamour of RHOBH. Beneath the designer dresses and extravagant lifestyles are real women with real emotions, navigating the complexities of life and friendship under the harsh glare of the spotlight. The final word. As the interview wrapped up, Teddy left fans with a final thought. "Friendships in this world are tricky. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you can't fake loyalty. It's either there or it's not. And with Dorit, well, I guess time will tell." With those words, Teddy Mellencamp walked away, leaving fans to ponder the state of Kyle and Dorit's friendship and the broader implications for the Real Housewives universe. In Beverly Hills, as in life, loyalty is everything. And when it's called into question, the fallout can be both devastating and revealing.